Hello, teachers. We are now live. Welcome sa another letter review session po natin. This is episode 13 ng General Education. Of course, this is part ng ating preparation for the licensure examination for professional teachers. Those who want to join our private group sa Facebook, kindly message our Facebook page, Study with Rai. Alright, so this is episode 13 na po. Kumusta po kayo, teachers? How are you feeling? Kumusta yung pakiramdam? Ilang days na lang po, board exam na. Alam kong mix na yung mga nararamdaman nyo ngayon. And it's okay, no? Let us continue na huwag mawala ng pag-asa. Let's be hopeful for a positive result for our upcoming board exam. So, ilang days na lang, be excited. Konting araw na lang po, konting tiis na lang, konting tulog na lang, 'di ba? Magte-take na din kayo and finally, you will be able to get your license very, very soon. Let us manifest and let's hope for the best. Alright, so episode 13 na po tayo. I hope you were able to watch episodes 1 to 12. Both sa Prof Ed and sa Gen Ed posted sa YouTube channel. Nandyan po yan, no, yung mga sessions natin. Kindly watch it po, no, while available pa po yan. Because very, very soon, it won't be visible sa public, no, yung ating mga sessions sa YouTube. So, you have to watch it until the day, no, before the day of the board exam. So, may time pa naman po. Kaya pa po yan, laban. Sige, hello. Alright, so let us start na po with question number 1. The Tale of Genji by Murasaki Shikibu is considered one of the world's first novels. It primarily deals with A. The adventures of samurai warriors, samurai warriors. B. Court life and romance in Heian, Japan. C. Buddhist philosophy, or D. The rise of shogunate. Is that the way to pronounce it? No? So, sa Japan. Number 1. Kindly write down the number and then the letter of your choice. Number 1, this is letter B. So, Heian pala to. Heian, Japan. The Tale of Genji. It's about the court life and romance in Heian, Japan. So, it is, buksan natin Genji, Murasaki Shikibu. The name pa lang, we can say na Japanese, di ba? Murasaki Shikibu. So, this is about the court life and romance in Heian, Japan. The Tale of Genji. Alright, so remember this one, no? Especially sa English majors natin dyan. So, this is part, no, sa literature. Lady Murasaki Shikibu. Next, number 2. Which Russian author wrote Anna Karenina, a novel addressing themes of love, society, and morality? Hi, Teacher Vince. Thank you for your appreciation. Thank you for your kind words po. I really appreciate your mga kind words, yung mga comments din po ninyo sa ating YouTube channel. Thank you po, no? It's your way of supporting and showing your love as well. For me to be able to continue doing this. So, it's a two-way street. Thank you so much. Naligwak daw agad. Okay lang yan, ma'am. Number 2, this is Leo Tolstoy. Leo Tolstoy po, pag Anna Karenina. Leo Tolstoy. War and Peace. Leo Tolstoy pa rin. Number 3, what is the main theme in Macbeth by William Shakespeare? By the way, 40 items po tayo ngayon. The main theme in Macbeth by William Shakespeare. A. The corrupting nature of unchecked ambition. B. The power of true love against all odds. C. The beauty of nature and how to take care of it. D. The consequences of war in humanity. Macbeth by William Shakespeare ay about the overwhelming ambition for power. And that is letter A. The corrupting nature of unchecked ambition. Overwhelming ambition for power. Macbeth by William Shakespeare. Number 4, she was the custodian of the Mi Ultimo Adios. Jose gave to her the palm before the day of his execution. And yung binigay po ni Rizal ay wala pa po yung pamagat na Mi Ultimo Adios. Wala lang po siyang pamagat. So, she was the custodian. Kanino binigay ni Rizal yung sinulat niya? My last farewell. Letter A, Concepcion. B, Soledad, C, Trinidad, or D, Lucia. Of course, iikas na natin agad si Concepcion. Kasi di ba si Concepcion namatay po at the age of 3. Yung death ni Concepcion ay kinakonsider natin as the great first sorrow, no? The first sorrow of Rizal, the death of Concepcion, ni Concha. Sino kay Soledad, kay Trinidad, Trinidad, or kay Lucia? Hello, Teacher Edsel. Kindly message our Facebook page, no, to if you are asking on how to join our private group. Magre-reply po sa inyo ang admin. Thank you po, Teacher. Number 4, this is letter C, kay Trining, no? Kay Trinidad po. Trinidad. So, this is the copy of the original na sinulat ni Dr. Jose Rizal. Then, may picture pa, no? Sa bungo Pascal ni Dr. Rizal. Ayan. Trinidad. Number 5, who was the second daughter of the family who was also instrumental for the education of Jose abroad. The second daughter of the family. 'Di ba 11 po sila magkakapatid ni Rizal, no? Ang pang-pito siya, 7, 11. Si Rizal ay ika-7 sa 11 na magkakapatid. The second daughter of the family, ang panganay si Saturnina, followed by Pasiano. Hindi naman po daughter si Pasiano. So, next to Pasiano ay si sino po? Si Narcisa. Narcisa, letter D. Si Narcisa, ang second daughter. Si Narcisa ay binenta niya, isinangla, no? Yung kanyang alahas para makatulong kay Rizal sa kanyang education abroad. Grabe yung pagmamahal ng kapatid, no? So, sa panahon natin ngayon, kaya ba yan gawin ng kapatid? O, para sa education? O, kaya, no? Sa mga breadwinner. So, salute sa inyo mga breadwinners out there. Yeah, wait. Ano, wala tuloy. May nakita akong comment kanina, magandang comment kanina. Hindi ko na-refresh ko. Asa na yon? Anyway, so, Rizal was the seventh child and the second son in a family which had 11 children. His siblings were the following. So, tandaan natin si Saturnina, di ba? May kanta-kanta ba to? Saturnina, Pasiano Narcisa, Olympia, Lucia, Maria Jose Rizal, Concepcion Josefa, Trinidad, Soledad. Oh, yan. Kantahin nyo na lang. Ulitin nyo yon. So, si Saturnina, married to Manuel Hidalgo. Si Pasiano, ang nag-iisa niyang brother. During the Philippine Revolution, Pasiano became a revolutionary general and retired to farming after the conflict. Thought to be a bachelor during his life, hindi po siya naikasal, but he actually had his own family, no? Narcisa, married to Antonio Lopez. Si Olympia naman po, married to Silvestre Obaldo, a telegraph operator from Manila. Si Lucia, married to Mariano Herbosa of Calamba. Si Maria, married to Daniel Cruz of Binian, Laguna. Si Jose, married to Josephine Bracken of Hong Kong. Although si Josephine Bracken ay generally considered lang na common law wife ni Rizal, no? Common law is yung live-in partner. Concepcion died at the age of 3, the first Sara of Rizal. Si Josefa became head of the women's section of the Katipunan. So, Katipunera po itong si Josefa. Died unmarried. Hindi po siya naikasal. Si Trinidad naman po, died unmarried as well. And then sa Soledad, married to Pantaleon Quintero of Calamba. Kung titingnan nyo yung mga taon, so ang huli pong namatay sa kanilang pamilya, sa immediate family ni Rizal, itong si Trinidad, no? 1951. Umabot pa po siya, no? 1951. So, nakaabot pa po si Trinidad at that time. So, died unmarried. Okay, next, number 6. On July 4, 1946, the United States formally recognized Philippine independence, who was inaugurated who was inaugurated as the first president of the Third Republic. The first president of the Third Republic, walang iba, si Manuel Rojas. It was Manuel Rojas po, no, ang first president sa Third Republic. Next, which economic doctrine? For our presidents, please go back to the previous sessions sa mga drills on the Philippine presidents po, ha. Hanapin niyo po sa ating mga episodes sa channel. That is why I'm recommending you to watch all the episodes starting episode 1. Gumawa po kayo ng checklist, no, para makita niyo po kung natapos niyo na ba or hindi. Hindi pa. So, pwede niyo po yan gawin. Sige. Number 7, which economic doctrine believing that national prosperity depended on a large supply of gold and silver, primarily drove Spain's colonial expeditions. Ano tawag natin diyan? Ang paniniwala ang nations, ang wealthy nations for the national prosperity, yung maraming gold, maraming silver. Ano tawag natin diyan? Yan yung nag-udyok sa Espanya na mag-ekspedisyon. That's mercantilism. Alright? Ano tawag natin yang mercantilism. Number 8, which empire was ruled by Genghis Khan? Is it the Ottoman Empire, the Mongol Empire, Roman Empire, or Persian Empire? Genghis Khan, that's in the Mongol Empire. And that's the reason kung bakit then merong yung sa Mongol, no, sa Mongolians, yung protection ng China from them is isa na yung build sa Great Wall, the Great Wall of China. Originally, ang purpose niya para protection, no, from the invaders, from the Mongol Empire. Number 9, what is the oldest known codified system of laws that emphasized the principle of lex talionis, an eye for an eye? An eye for an eye. O, yan pa lang, no? An eye for an eye. That's the ano sagot sa number 9? Letter D. The Code of Hammurabi. O, yung tandaan natin, an eye for an eye. The Code of Hammurabi. Number 10. Under the microscope, the unknown virus appeared to be an amorphous mass. All except one of the following words have the same meaning as the word amorphous. Which one? All except one daw po. So, tingnan mo na lang sa options ang naiiba. Formless. No shape. Di ba pareho lang sila? So, ikis na yan, no? Formless, wala pong shape. Blobby, so hindi din siya, wala din po siyang shape, no? Very blobby. So, para siyang slimy, ganyan. So, wala po siyang shape. And this is letter D. Yan lang yung naiiba dyan. The add one out. Pag sinabing amorphous, ang ibig sabihin po niyan, shapeless. Shapeless. Kapag amorphous, shapeless. No shape or formless. Next, number 11. Statistics blank misleading. A is, B are, C was, D had. Statistics, that's a subject. And isa lang po siya, no? That is singular, so we will use is. No? Statistics in the sentence is treated as singular noun. Refers to a field of study of field or subject of study like sa mathematics or physics. Statistics. So it's a subject. Therefore, no, singular lang siya, treated as singular. We will use is. All right. Next, what are the prime factors of 120? Prime factors. No, yung ganito parang bonus question na lang din siya. Kasi di ba pag prime mo lang siyang ibang factors, kundi yung 1 niya, 1 at saka yung sarili niya. Tingnan nyo ang letter A, yung 6 hindi naman yan prime. Ang 4 hindi din yan prime, di ba? Ang 6 merong 6 times 1, 3 times 2, 4 we have 2 times 2. Yan. Ang 4 and 6, hindi din prime. So we will answer letter D. 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5, puro sila prime. I-times mo yan lahat, total of 120. Next, number 13. The union of an ovum and a sperm inside a test tube is called a blank fertilization. A, in vivo, B, in vitro, C, asexual, or D, sexual. The union of an ovum and a sperm inside a test tube is called, specific po siya na inside sa test tube, that is in vitro fertilization. In vitro fertilization. Pag in vitro po, outside the living organism, in this case, sa test tube, outside the living organism. Pag in vivo, tandaan po natin, pag in vivo, inside the living organism. Careful po, no? Pag tinanong, wag po agad-agad sagot na in vitro. Ay, in vitro yan pag union of ovum and sperm. Pero what if ang nasa situation ay inside the whole organism? We will answer in vivo fertilization. Pag nasa labas, in vitro fertilization. Next, number 14, the Battle of Mactan occurred on what year? Very trivial yung tanong. Anong specific na taon nangyari, no? Yung Battle of Mactan. Is it 1565, 1521, 1896, or 1945? So, syempre, i-kiss na agad natin tong letter C and D, no? 1896, paano yan? 1945, i-kiss na agad yan. It's between 1565 or 1521. Asan ba dyan ang tamang sagot? The Battle of Mactan occurred in 1521. Alright? And specifically, sa date na April 27, 1521, in Mactan, Lapu-Lapu. So, dito sa Cebu Province, the Battle of Mactan, 1521, April 27, 1521. Dito namatay si Magellan, right? Next, number 15, which among the following is an effect of radiation exposure on human health? Letter A, hypertension. B, heart disease. C, cancer. Or D, skin, muscle, and bone problems. Radiation, that's letter C. Cancer po, no? Yung radiation. Very harmful yung radiation. Kaya nga, di ba, yung sa atomic bomb, yung bomba, it was dropped sa Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Studies showed that yung mga malapit, no, yung mga tao doon na malapit sa city, yung na-expose sila sa radiation, they developed mga cancer. So, that's an effect also of this radiation. Next, number 16. If both the president and vice president are removed from office, who will act as president of the Philippines? Since yung posisyon ng presidente at ng vice president ay impeachable, no, mga impeachable officials yan sila, who will act as president if na-remove sa office ang president and vice president? Letter A, executive secretary of the cabinet. B, speaker of the House of Representatives. C, president of the Senate. Or D, chief justice of the Supreme Court. Number 16, this is letter C, the Senate President po, no? President of the Senate. Number 17, who designed the Rizal Monument? Who designed the Rizal Monument? Is it Carlos Nicoli, Antonio Luna, David Antel, or Richard Kisling? Rizal Monument kay Richard Kisling. Yan. Wala di pa dito yung picture ng photobomber sa likod. Rizal Monument in Luneta Park. Richard Kisling. Number 18. Who was known as Hermano Poli? A. Apolinario de la Cruz. B. Juan Arellano. C. Aurelio Tolentino. Or D. Pedro Paterno. Hermano Poli. Sino po siya? That's letter A. Apolinario de la Cruz. Apolinario de la Cruz led the first major revolt attempt to enter a monastic order in Manila. He was considered Indio. Diba yung Indio? That's a term for native na mga naninirahan dito sa ating bansa. Apolinario de la Cruz, Hermano Poli. Who was the chief advisor of General Emilio Aguinaldo, the first president of the Republic of the Philippines? Who was the chief advisor? Letter A, Pedro Paterno. B, Jose Rizal. C, Apolinario Mabini. Or D, Felipe Calderon. Number 19, of course, si Mabini, si Sublime Paralytic, no? Ang dakilang lumpo, si Bini. El Verdadero Decalogo. Okay, Apolinario Mabini po iyan, ang utak ng revolusyon. Number 20, who is the Filipino historian known for pioneering the nationalist perspective in writing Philippine history, moving away from colonial-centric narratives. Nationalistic perspective po sa ating Philippine history. Tingnan natin sa viewpoint ng mga Filipinos. Sino po siya? Letter A, Gregorio Zaide. B, Horacio de la Costa. C, Rinaldo Eliator. D, Teodoro Agoncillo. Number 20, what's your answer? Kindly write down the number and then the letter of your choice. Number 20, this is letter D, si Teodoro Agoncillo. Pioneered a Filipino-centric perspective. His seminal book, The Revolt of the Masses, tandaan po natin, sinusumulat ng The Revolt of the Masses, Teodoro Agoncillo. It reshaped modern Philippine historiography. Number 21. Which method of reproduction provides for the most variety of offspring? Most variety of offspring. Letter A, cloning. B, sexual reproduction. C, asexual reproduction. Or D, cellular reproduction. Most variety of offspring. And of course, that is sexual reproduction. Sa mga animals, most commonly, no, union of the ovum or the egg and then the sperm, sexual reproduction. Meron pong crossing over sa mga genes, no? Sexual reproduction, variety of offspring. Kasi pag asexual, ito cloning, sample to, no? Pag asexual, copied lang sa parents, no? Unlike sa sexual, may male and may female, so combine po yung mga genes. So, may variation. Next, number 22, what phenomena best describes the growing interdependence of the world's population, cultures, and economies? A, socialization. B, globalization. C, urbanization. Or D, industrialization. This is what we call, okay, ano po yung mga sagot ninyo, teachers? Kindly write down your answer. Number 22, correct. Globalization. So, we are connected, no? Ang mundo ay para na siyang small village because of the advancement natin sa technologies. Okay, 23, which of the following best reflects to the economic aspect of globalization? A, process of trade and capital mobilization. B, migration of people from one place to another. C, cultural exchange. D, technological advancement. Twenty-three, what's your answer po? Tingnan ang focus, economic aspect, and that is letter A, trading, no? Capital mobilization, exchange of goods and services, trading, economic aspect. Although itong B, C, and D, still, makonect pa rin natin sa term na globalization, but ang focus natin sa ekonomiya. And that is letter A. Number 24. The population increases geometrically, but the food supply does not increase as much. This describes the economic theory known as letter A, diminishing returns, B, Malthusian, C, Keynesian, D, supply and demand. The population increases geometrically, but the food supply does not increase as much. Ito yung tinatawag nating, okay, Malthusian po, letter B, no? Kay Robert Malthus. Although ngayon we have advancements sa technology, so hindi to na-anticipate ni Robert Malthus. Dati kasi, for example, itong ektarya ng lupaing ito, yan lang talaga, no? Constant lang ang ma-produce na crops. Ano na siya, ma-estimate na po siya. But with our technology ngayon, mas napabilis, no? Mas napabilis, mas naparami sa advancement natin sa science and technology. So, mas napa-increase, no, yung yield ng crops. So, mas naparami po siya. But still, may shortage pa rin po, no, sa pagkain, sa mga resources, dahil sa sobrang dami na ding mga tao sa mundo. Pag tumaas yung population, tataas din po yung demand natin sa food, no, sa paggamit ng mga resources. So, directly proportional po siya. Number 25. Ang Bidasari ay ipiko ng mga A. Muslim, B. Bisaya, C. Ilocano, D. Kristiyano. Bidasari. Yung pangalan niya po, teachers, ay Thomas Robert Malthus. Kaya pwede po siya. Same person lang yan. Yung kanina. Thomas Malthus or Robert Malthus. Kasi yung full name niya, Thomas Robert Malthus. Yan. 25, this is letter A. Because ang ating Bidasari na epiko ay epiko ng Mindanao. So, it is a Muslim epic. 26. Ang dulang tumatalakay sa paghahanap ni Reyna Elena at Constantino sa krus ni Jesus ay A. Panunuluyan, B. Tibag, C. Flores de Mayo, D. Sinakulo. Ang dulang tumatalakay sa paghahanap ni Reyna Elena at Constantino sa krus ni Jesus. Letter B. Tibag ang tawag natin dito. Okay, very good. Marami ang sumagot ng letter B, pero marami din ang naligwak. Alright. Sige. Marami ang pumili sa letter C. So, siguro, lagi nating naiisip, no, during Flores de Mayo, during the culmination, meron tayo mga parade. Yan, yung culmination na ng Flores. But the answer here is Tibag po. Letter B po ito. Hindi po ito Flores de Mayo. Naliguwak. Alright. Okay lang yan, ma'am. Tibag po ang tawag natin dito. 27. Sa pananaliksik, saan karaniwang matatagpuan ang mga babasahing pinagkunan ng mga literatura at pag-aaral? Sa pananaliksik, saan karaniwang matatagpuan ang mga babasahing pinagkunan ng mga literatura at pag-aaral? That's kabanata. Yan, may nag-B, may nag-A. This is letter B, Kabanata 2. Kabanata 2, Review of Related Literature. So, ito yung common na bahagi ng research. Sa Kabanata 1, that's the introduction, yung panimula, no? The background of the study, the statement of the problem, yung hypothesis natin, the conceptual framework, the scope and delimitation, significance of the study, mga definition of terms. So, nandyan na yan lahat sa chapter 1. Pag chapter 2, nandyan po yung ating literatura na theoretical or conceptual framework. Um, then chapter 3, methodology, methods, no, procedures, the research design, the respondents or participants, instrumentation, data gathering procedure, data analysis. So chapter 4, presentation of the data and interpretation. So na yung resulta, nandyan na nilagay sa chapter 4. And panghuli, chapter 5, that's the summary, the conclusion, and the recommendation. Next, number 28, president who coined the term United Nations in 1942. Sinong president ang nag-coin sa term na United Nations in 1942? This is letter C, Franklin D. Roosevelt. Number 29, which treaty ended the First World War? Which treaty ended the First World War? Is it Treaty of Versailles, Treaty of Paris, Westphalia, or Ghent? This is letter A, Treaty of Versailles. Pag First World War, Treaty of Versailles officially ended the state of war between Germany and the Allied powers on June 28, 1919. Though actual fighting had stopped earlier via the armistice on November 11, 1918. Number 30, according to Article 2, Section 1 of the 1987 Philippine Constitution, sovereignty resides in the. Is it letter A, armed forces, B, constitution, C, people, D, state? According to Article 2, Section 1 of 1987 Philippine Constitution, sovereignty resides in the, saan po? Nasa ating Article 2 ng ating konstitusyon. Number 30, ayan na, iba-iba na yung sagot. May nag-letter B, may nag-letter A, may nag-letter C, may nag-letter D. Kompleto. Complete attendance. Saan ba? Siyempre, sa mga tao, sa people. Section 1, no, ng Article 2, the Philippines rather. The Philippines is a democratic and republican state. Sovereignty resides in the people and all government authority emanates from them. Democratic po tayo. Pag democratic, merong election, no? So, the sovereignty resides in the people. Democratic and republican state ang Pilipinas. Number 31, ang pang-akademikong paggamit ng wika ay tumutukoy sa A. Talumpati, B. Debate, C. Pananaliksik, D. Pagsasalaysay. Pang-akademikong paggamit ng wika, pang-academic man. So, that is letter C. Sa research, no? Pananaliksik. Academic. Academic writing. Research. 32, kapapasok pa lang niya sa silid. Ang pandiwa sa pangungusap ay nasa anong aspekto? Sa aspekto po ng pandiwa, pag sinabing kapapasok, ito yung pandiwa natin, no? Yung verb natin. Anong aspekto po ito? Is it perfectibo, imperfectibo, contemplatibo, or perfectibong katatapos? Kapapasok pa lamang po. That is perpektibong katatapos. Perpektibong katatapos. So, we have here, aspekto ng pandiwa. We have the salitang, asa na yun? Diyan. The salitang ugat, the root word. So, we have punas. Tapos, yung perfectibo niya, ibig sabihin past tense. Tapos na po, no? Perfectibo na, perfect na. So, tapos na yung action. Nagpunas. Imperfectibo, hindi pa po na perfect, imperfect, no? Imperfectibo, hindi pa na perfect kasi kasalukuyan pa yung ginagawa. Present. Nagpupunas. Present tense. Contemplatibo po, gagawin pa lamang, future tense, magpupunas. And then we have perfectibong katatapos. Tandaan lang natin, no, sa katatapos, i-repeat natin yung first na pantig. Kapupunas, di ba? We have punas, no? Kapupunas. Dikit, kadidikit. Sampay, kasasampay. Tingin, katitingin. Mahal, kamamahal. Sana all mahal. So kapag perpektibong katatapos, inuulit, no, yung unang pantig ng root word. Okay, number 33. Which form of art is three-dimensional because it has height, width, and depth? Is it painting, drawing, sculpture, photography? Thirty-three. That is, of course, sculpture. Height, width, and depth. Sculpture. Ang painting created on a flat surface like canvas or paper. If we are talking about drawing naman, mga linya-linya, no? Sa flat surface pa rin. Photography, it is captured as a flat image on paper or a screen. Number 34, nasusunog ang bahay. Anong uri ng pangungusap ayon sa kayarian ang pangungusap na ito? Nasusunog ang bahay. Is it karaniwan, pasalaysay, payak, or tambalan? Nasusunog ang bahay. That is payak. Payak. Or in English, that is simple sentence. Kayarian. Kayarian. Iba po ang kayarian sa ayos ng pangungusap. Pag sinabing kayarian, it's either payak, or tambalan, or hugnayan, di ba? Yung ayos ng pangungusap, dyan tayo sasagot kung karaniwan ba siya or di karaniwan ba siya. Di ba? Ayos yun. Ayos ng pangungusap. Pero kapag kayarian, so yun yung payak, tambalan, or in English we have simple, compound sentence, complex sentence, 'di ba? So kayarian, payak is binubuo ng isang buong diwa o isang sugnay na makapag-iisa. Pagtambalan, dalawa po sila na pangungusap na makapag-iisa, pinag-uugnay ng pangatnig or ng conjunction. Hugnayan, that is binubuo ng isang diwa, buong diwa, no? O sugnay na makapag-iisa, tapos isang hindi naman makapag-iisa. So, pag hugnayan, makapag-iisa, plus di makapag-iisa. Number 35, isang Pilipinong manunulat na may sagisag panulat na Dimas Ilaw. Sino si Dimas Ilaw? Siya ba si Jose de la Cruz, si Lope K. Santos, si Jose Corazon de Jesus, or si Emilio Jacinto? 35, Dimas Ilaw, that is Emilio Jacinto. Pinky and Emilio Jacinto pa rin. Sino naman po ang utak ng Katipunan? Emilio Jacinto pa rin. Okay, sino naman si Husing Sisiw? Husing Sisiw? Si Jose de la Cruz. Oh, siya po si Husing Sisiw, no? Si Huseng Batute, si Jose Corazon de Jesus. Si Huseng Batute, Jose Corazon de Jesus. Sino naman po si Lope K. Santos? Sino si Lope K. Santos? Siya ang ama ng kanyang anak. Char. Ama ng Balarilang Tagalog. Okay? Next, 36. Which of the following is a property of a non-metal? O of non-metals. Yan, non-metals. Non-metals. Is it shiny appearance? Non-metals po ha, non-metals. So, hindi metals. Shiny ba, malleable, good conductor, or brittle? 36, this is letter D, brittle. Pag mga non-metals po, brittle. Brittle. Kasi mga metals, of course, shiny sila, no? Malleable, good conductor of electricity. Check to ng mga properties ng mga metals. We have here, pag metals, luster, shiny po sila. Nagre-reflect sila ng light. Malleable, no? Conductivity high, yung density high, ang melting point, sonorous, yung sa sound, yan. Ductility, pag ginanon mo sila, ting, magsa-sound yan sila, no? Pag non-metals naman po, dull, brittle, poor conductors, low ang density, low ang melting point, and non-sonorous. Number 37, which of the following is a conductor of heat? Conductor of heat. Is it aluminum, wood, plastic, or rubber? Conductor, it allows the heat to flow. And also, pag good conductor ng heat, most likely good conductor din ng electricity, no? But magkaiba sila in terms of conductivity or sa heat or sa electricity. Magkaiba ng strength, kumbaga. Pero karamihan, pag conductor of heat, conductor din siya ng electricity. And this is letter A, aluminum. Kasi ang aluminum ay metal. Metal. Good conductors. It allows the energy to pass. So, we have here mga good electrical conductors, yung mga metals. Pag sa heat naman, the same thing, mga metals pa rin. Pag insulators, slow lang yung energy transfer, little to no energy transfer. So we have here mga insulators, no? Itong nasa options, no? Wood, plastic, rubber, mga insulators po yan sila. Yung glass, insulator din yan. Number 38. What is the chemical symbol for copper? Copper, C-U-C-O-C-P. Ano yun, cellphone? Or C? Copper is Cu. Hindi po Co kasi ang Co, cobalt, ito ang Co. Cu ang copper. Sige nga, ano po ang symbol ng calcium? Calcium, best friend siya ni vitamin D, no? For our bones, for our teeth. So, sa mga mothers out there, di ba? Nire-recommend talaga yan. Yung mag-take ng calcium para sa mga buto, para sa ngipin. That is Ca. Ca. Hindi po yan cash advance, ha? Ca. Calcium. Tellurium naman po. Tellurium. That's Te. Ang mercury. Mercury is Hg. How about sodium? Ang galing advanced na mga teachers natin, no? Umabot na sila sa iron, sodium pa lang tayo. Sodium is Na. Iron, iron is Fa. Ferrum, no? Tungsten. Tungsten is, sige, wala akong nakikitang sagot sa tungsten. Ano ang symbol, chemical symbol ng tungsten? That is W. W lang yan siya. Pag tungsten, W. Next, mercury. Ay, naulit pala tong si mercury na to. Hg. Okay, polonium. Polonium, isa sa na-discover ni Marie Curie. Polonium and radium. Polonium is Po. Lithium naman po, yung mga nasa batteries, no? Lithium batteries. That's Li. Phosphorus. Phosphorus is P. And then, tin. Tin is Sn. Di ba? Sn ang tin. Gold. Gold is Au. Silver. Silver is Ag. How about bromine? Ang bromine, ang non-metal that is liquid at room temperature and that is Br. Pero pag sinabing metal that is liquid at room temperature, ang sagot ay mercury. Metal at room temperature, mercury. Non-metal at room temperature, bromine. Next, number 39. Which layer of Earth's atmosphere contains the ozone layer, which absorbs and scatters ultraviolet solar radiation? Ozone is letter B, stratosphere. Asan po ang meteors mababurn? Sa, ayan, sa mesosphere. How about ang weather patterns? Saan po? Sa troposphere. How about the satellites? Mga nag-orbit na satellites. That's in the exosphere. How about the International Space Station? Sa thermosphere po iyan. The ozone layer, again, nasa Stratosphere. How about the coldest layer? The coldest ay ang mesosphere. Ang the hottest naman po, hottest, dyan din matatagpuan ang mga auroras. Hottest ay ang thermosphere. Thermosphere. May nag-comment, no? Meteoroid, meteorite at meteor. Comment ni Ma'am Evelyn. Ang meteoroid ay nasa space po. Ang meteoroid. Pag makapasok na sila sa ating atmosphere, meteor ang tawag natin dyan. Meteor. Pag makaland dito sa Earth surface, dito sa lupa, that is meteorite. So, ang sequence niyan, from the space to the atmosphere to the lupa, meteoroid, meteor, meteorite. Ganun siya. Ang weather, ang karamihan sa water vapor, nasa, ano po, nasa troposphere. So, na-memorize na po ba itong ating mga layers of the atmosphere? Ang International Space Station po, ma'am, ay nasa thermosphere po. Wala po sa exosphere, sa thermos. Yung mga ano natin, mga satellite that orbits the Earth, yung mga artificial na satellite, yun yung nasa exosphere. Yes. Okay, number 40. Sige. What is the chemical formula for ammonia? Ammonia. Mga science majors, may joke niyan eh. Pag ammonia, ano daw tawag ng aso sa kaniyang sa kaniyang owner? Ang tawag ng aso ay ammonia. Ammonia. Ang ammonia ay sa mga science majors lang. Kayo lang mag-laugh. Ang walay ng joke. Ammonia. Ang ammonia ay NH3. Okay? NH3. Ano naman tong CO2? This is the carbon dioxide, C6H12O6. What is this? This is the... Ma'am, pakiulit po yung metal at room temperature. The only metal that is liquid at room temperature ay mercury. Ang non-metal naman po na liquid at room temperature ay bromine. Okay? First microsatellite, Diwata 1. First nanosatellite, Maya 1. Ay, ang galing naman ng taong bayan. Okay, ang C6H12O6, ano to? This is glucose. Glucose po ito. Ang CH4 ay methane, the simplest hydrocarbon. So, we have here examples of compounds and then mga common names niya, no? The formula and the common names. We have water, H2O. Glucose, C6H12O6, and ito namang asin, no? Sodium chloride, table salt, NaCl. We have ethanol, yung mga nasa, yung alcohol, no? C2H6O. NH3 is ammonia. Sulfuric acid is strong acid, no? H2SO4. Methane is CH4. Sucrose naman po, C12, no? Ano to? Disaccharide. C12, no. Oh, yeah, tama. C12H22O11. Ayan. So, finally, natapos na din. So, ayan, no, that ends our session for this episode. And I'm leaving you with this verse from Jeremiah 29:11. I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans for hope and a future. Manalig po tayo, continue to pray, continue to ask guidance sa Almighty Creator natin. You ask, you pray, and believe that you can do it. You can achieve it. Magiging licensed professional teacher ka this year. Manifesting. Ask, pray, and believe. Do not forget, continue to pray before, during, and after our examination. Bye-bye everyone. Thank you for joining me. I will upload this as premiere sa YouTube channel after our Facebook Live. Bye-bye po.